Today on DNVR Buffs Live, to Staub or not to Staub. I have a take about this that may not be the one that you're expecting. That and much, much more. Let's get it.
Buff Nation,
Let's go.
Squad! Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Once again, it is DNVR Buffs Live.
Oh my God.
In the thick of week 3 now. Starting quarterback rumors, reports, nasty questions.
Uh-oh.
All that stuff. RK, welcome back, man.
Squad.
Good to be back,
Missed
man. Missed you guys. So this year, this football season, I'm working both Saturdays and Sundays. So I'm like, all right, so I'm not doing shows 7 days a week. Let me just take Mondays off. And it was great because I don't get to watch a lot of football on the weekend anymore. Like,
Right.
I get like the Sunday night game, maybe like a late college football game. So I just spent the whole day watching football, but I actually really missed you guys. And I kind of wished I was here talking ball with you. And that's why I texted you guys about 500 times.
We appreciated it.
No, definitely.
But it's good to be back, man. And I guess I'll just get this off my chest right away. The rewatch of the game was very eye-opening to me for a few reasons. One, I don't feel like we talked nearly enough about Jeremiah Brown.
Balled out.
Jeremiah Brown balled the hell out. And on rewatch, I was just like, I kept being like, who's that? JB again?
Led the team in tackles.
Yeah, he was balling, man. So I wanted to make sure that he gets extra flowers. I'm sure we gave him some flowers, but I wanted to make sure he gets extra flowers. And then this will be a good opening into our main topic today. I texted you guys. I said, after the rewatch, I don't really think they can start anyone but Staub.
Yeah. I mean,
Things were a lot cleaner when he was out there. Obviously, the offense was a lot more explosive. If any of that was real, which I know Jake wanted to push back on a little bit, but if any of that was real, like, and that was an evaluation,
yeah.
you have to go with Staub after that. And so, after the game, when we said got to pick someone, I said Salter.
Mm-hmm.
And I do really feel for Caden Salter in this whole situation.
So do I.
But upon rewatch, I was just like, okay, well, if this was evaluation, you have to go with Staub.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that was my take right after the game on Saturday on the post-game show. I thought Ryan Staub should be the starter. That was my take yesterday when Jake and I talked about it. I thought Ryan Staub should be the starter. And it's probably because of what you mentioned there, right? Coach Prime made this quarterback competition or situation. He put it on full display for everybody to see. For everybody to see, for the whole world to see. And again, one of the quotes that I mentioned yesterday on the show that stood out to me from Coach Prime right after the game, he goes, I saw what everybody else saw.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That stood out to me. I quoted that and sent it to you guys.
For sure. I mean, and pretty much everything I've heard from Coach Prime after that game, including today, makes me think that Ryan Staub is going to be the starter. Mm-hmm. There are just too many signs pointing. You talked about it. The comfortability that he had in an uncomfortable situation, being thrown in the game in a 2-minute drill. You haven't played a snap this year. You didn't play any meaningful snaps last year at all. And he looked like a seasoned vet. Audibling at the line of scrimmage, something, again, Coach Prime talked about the control of the offense. And we'll get into it more. We're going to obviously play some clips from Coach Prime, I assume.
Yeah.
But, this was, I don't know how you can put that back on the bench.
No.
He balled out, and it seems like this team has really rallied around him, and I'm excited to see what he does with this opportunity, because every time he has been given an opportunity, Ryan Staub has risen to the occasion, whether it was 2023 in Utah, whether it was Saturday against Delaware, whether it's this Friday against Houston, I think he's going to rise to the occasion again.
I mean, it's clear the team loves him and they believe in him.
Yeah.
I think that played a lot of it. And also, do you remember, I can't remember exactly when this happened, but do you guys remember when Coach Prime was asked about what he's looking for in Colorado's quarterback? Do you remember what he said?
Completions.
Completions.
It's clear that Ryan Staub is the best bet at completing passes right now. He's the most confident, operating the offense behind center, obviously making audibles, calling hot routes, all that stuff. I think that's really where the decision was kind of made to give him at least the majority of the first team reps over the last 2 days. And I'm sure probably emerge as the starter, if not play a lot of reps on Friday.
And not to derail, but that was one of the reasons why I was strong in my feelings that I thought Juju would start, is because I felt like he was better in that category. And I'd still love to, I hope we get more opportunities to see Juju.
We will.
In whether or not he can string completions together in that way. But yeah, I mean, when you watch the offense under Staub, it just felt more dynamic, and he looked really comfortable out there. I will say, upon rewatch again, we talked about his first 2 throws, I think, but first throw gets knocked down, like not necessarily a dangerous throw, just one, where the receiver sits, the DB gets their hand in there and knocks it down. Second one, nearly picked.
Turnover-worthy play. That's what that was.
If that gets picked, I don't know if we're having this conversation.
No,
to be
probably
honest.
not.
Third play is 3rd and 10.
Best throw we've seen all year.
It's a handoff to DeKalen Taylor.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And DeKalen Taylor gets up the sideline and converts it. Another one where if he steps out or he doesn't get that, we might not be having this conversation. Sure. Gets Ryan Staub a new lease on the game.
Yeah.
And then the next throw is when he throws an absolute seed over the middle of the field and kind of just like, he's like, oh, I got this shit. And he never looked back from there. So, yeah, I mean, I guess he finished 7 of 8 because he's 7 of 10 and he was started 0 for 2. So, kind of just a crazy thing when you talk about football, like game of inches or one thing changes here, the whole season could be different type of stuff. Like that DeKalen Taylor run where he kind of tiptoed the sideline, who knows what new reality that play sent us into.
That's a good point.
All right, so here's Coach Prime just talking about Ryan Staub, and basically, he was asked a lot about the decision. What?
Before we get into that, can we just talk about the fact that Pete Thamel reports this morning that Ryan Staub will be the starting quarterback. For what it's worth, Pete Thamel probably considered the biggest college football insider out there.
One of, if not one of
3.
Definitely.
So obviously a credible report, or a report that I shouldn't say guaranteed to be credible, a report that you can believe in.
I'm pretty sure he's the one who broke the Pat Shurmur promotion over Sean Lewis.
Yeah. So, reports are reports, but coming from a source that has historically been right.
Yep.
Then Coach Prime says, "No, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
I'm not confirming nothing," he said. To y'all, at least. And so unconfirmed at this point. But I think when you combine that with Coach Prime saying after the game, I saw what everyone saw, with the way that he talked about Staub today, we certainly know what direction this is pointing in.
Exactly. So here's what Coach Prime had to say about the quarterbacks and Ryan Staub today.
I'm not confirming nothing to y'all. Y'all know that. We ain't like that. We good. We have capable guys. Staub has been doing a phenomenal job doing and getting the majority of the reps, but I haven't made that assessment and decision yet. Oftentimes what the team thinks may not be correct. Oftentimes what the fans think, or the media. It's got to be what we as coaches have come to the conclusion what best fits us for where we're headed. That's how we kind of accumulate that decision and understand leadership is involved, understanding the totality of the offense is involved, and being able to do some things that are off script. When the play breaks down, just come on, man, what you got? What you got? I feel like a quarterback has to make 3 plays on his own a game. Just 3 plays. Throwing the ball and we call that route is one thing, but you made that play out of nothing. That's something, and a quarterback has to make at least 3 plays a game for us to be successful.
Envision a scenario where it's just one guy this week, okay.
That's the goal. I don't want to play musical chairs to quarterbacks. Why would I want to come to the game and do that? I'm like spinning the darn wheel and it lands on, I wasn't good at roulette. Although I would put everything on 21 black any day. You better believe that. Hey, I don't want to put them on 3 numbers, man. I want one thing. Yeah, one thing. And hopefully we get to that point. But I'm proud of where we are offensively, but we're improving to me every week. And we're getting better and better.
So he obviously didn't say a name. He didn't call anyone the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's very clearly talking in one direction, right?
Like I said earlier at the top of the show, everything I've heard from Coach Prime since the end of that Delaware game makes me think that Ryan Staub is going to start on Friday. And including this quote where he goes, that we just heard, leadership is involved. Mm-hmm. Understanding the totality of the offense is involved. And I think we saw that with Ryan Staub. We've been talking about that. He seems to be the most in control quarterback on this roster in terms of the control of the offense and everything that kind of comes with it. He also mentioned being able to do some things that are off script.
Yep.
When the play breaks down, what you got? I feel like a quarterback has to make 3 plays on his own a game. And I think we didn't really see kind of the off script stuff from Ryan Staub on Saturday against Delaware because a lot of this stuff was on script. It was on time. You know what I'm saying? Alyssa, could you pull up this clip? But it's not because Ryan Staub don't got that in his bag. He has the ability to run off script. Look at this play 2023 against Utah. Look at down distance, 4th and 4. And I don't know if we can just run that back. I'm sure it'll replay again. Look, this is Travis Hunter on the next play. I mean, look at that. Look at that dot. But I mean,
You're good.
look at this clip. 4th and 4. Pressure in his face, fading away, finding Mikey Harrison. I mean, that was just elite stuff right there. And I think Ryan Staub, like I said, he checks all the boxes that I think Coach Prime is looking for when he's looking in this quarterback with this competition to hopefully separate from the pack. And what would we be saying right now if Caden Salter had the performance on Saturday that Ryan Staub did? We'd be saying, oh, Caden Salter won the job clearly. Like he did what he had. What if Juju had the performance that Ryan Staub did on Saturday? I think we'd be saying we need to give Juju a real shot and maybe even start. You know what I'm saying? And just because Ryan Staub had the performance that we're all looking at as impressive, you can't hold that against him for any, like I said, pre-existing reasons or pre-existing thoughts. He balled out. He earned an opportunity, and he is what Coach Prime, Coach Shermer, I think you're looking for as well. And there's the other thing I add. If it was up to Coach Shermer, if Coach Shermer's words means anything to Coach Prime, which I think it's safe to say that they do, I think Coach Shermer wants Ryan Staub to be a starter on Friday as well.
Yeah, for sure. What was the quote that Shermer had about his relationship with Staub?
That was so long ago. I can't remember.
No, this weekend in the post game, he said something about how like we have the best chemistry or something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean Shermer just went on to say
comfortability with each other, something along those lines.
That's exactly right. It was more of a comfortability, and I kind of took that as they have the best rapport of anybody in the room.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, it makes it hard to go any other direction. Now
It really does.
we could debate till the cows come home whether that's right or wrong. But when Staub comes out and balls on top of that statement, it makes it, pretty clear. I also find it interesting that Coach Prime was like, yeah, I'm done with this quarterback musical chairs thing. I want to settle on someone.
I love that.
I'm curious though, like, what about against Wyoming?
People don't want to hear what I have to say about that. So
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm, this is a really interesting situation. If we put all like feelings and whatever anyone thinks about this aside and just say like, man, went into a season really thinking the quarterback competition was over. You lose week 1, the quarterback competition kind of gets reopened. Mm-hmm. You think it's a 2-man competition. It ends up being a 3-man competition. The third man comes in and wins, and there's now a chance that he never looks back. Like, you don't think that's...
no.
You don't think there's any chance that Ryan Staub takes 95% of the snaps for the rest of the season?
Yes, there's a chance. I think it's a pretty slim chance that he's just going to ride it out and we don't see any of the other quarterbacks. Like, Caden still has the running ability. Like, I don't know if he's going to be open to it, but you can still create packages for him. Julian's going to play at some point again.
Julian will play again for sure, I think.
Yeah.
Because that was always the plan.
Of course.
Was to get him into these games and let him do his thing and, help him build experience in that. But it's just such an interesting scenario, and I think that last quote from Coach Prime saying he doesn't want to continue doing this, like he just wants the guy, changed my entire thought about what was going to happen. Like I thought that we would have a similar situation this week with essentially Staub getting the start and other guys getting a chance to come in. Maybe it would just one of the two guys would get a chance to come in. Maybe that's still going to happen.
Yeah.
But him saying that basically made me feel like in an ideal world, they start Staub, he starts hot, the offense is rolling, and they never stop. They never look back.
That's what I'm expecting. And I look at Ben Finiseth. People didn't think he was going to start week 1. He did, and he played well enough to start again in week 2.
Yep.
Played well again in week 2. I think he's going to start again this week.
Yep.
And I think it would not be a good look, especially with how Coach Prime talks about practice meaning a lot. If you don't show it in practice, you're not going to get a chance to show it in the game. When those guys like Ryan Staub, like Ben Finiseth, like Jeremiah Brown, who you started the show talking about, get opportunities in a game and they seize them. And that's something that Coach Prime said today too. We talk about that all the time, seizing the moment. That's what Ryan Staub did. It would be, to me, very unlike Coach Prime to give Ryan Staub that opportunity, Ryan Staub running with that opportunity, and to turn away from him. That would be very much unlike Prime, and that's why I think Ryan Staub is going to be the guy Friday.
All right, we got to take a break. Shout out to the homies over at Toyota. Oh, man, if you're going to come out here to Colorado, you got to get a Toyota to experience all the beauty out there in the mountains and just get around safe, sound, reliably in the city. They got 17 models with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the epic 4Runner. Check out that new Tacoma, too. We got the DNVR branded one. You'll see a lot more of that one moving forward as well. They also have 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
Taco Tuesday, baby.
Hell yeah.
It is Taco Tuesday. And guys, God, I'm fired up about this. We got a little video later from what we tried from Taco Tuesday today. But don't forget about the Buffs box. Got a Doritos Locos Taco. You got a Crunch Wrap. You got a Cheesy Gordita Crunch. I always get those confused. You've got a beefy 5-layer burrito. You've got cinnamon twist, and you've got a large drink for $7. It's the best deal in food right now. We had someone reach out to us last week. It was just like, I fed the whole family for like $20.
Yes.
What an awesome deal. And that's the kind of deal that you can get from our friends over at Taco Bell right now. And every time CU scores a touchdown this year, Taco Bell will help support CU Athletics with a $1,000 donation to the Golden Buffaloes Scholarship Fund. Sco Buffs and Liv Moss at Taco Bell. Shout out to our friends over at Taco Bell. Really quick, I have to speak on this. It's our job to talk about what's going on with Colorado football.
Yes.
So
Certainly.
whether it's a report about who's going to be starting quarterback, whether it's a quote from Coach Prime, whether it's something that happened in the game, we're going to talk about it here. If you don't want us to talk about who we think is going to be the starting quarterback, then like I don't know what to tell you. That's the only thing we can do right now.
No, bro.
This is the topic of the day.
Everything has to be black and white. No nuance allowed in any conversations about Colorado football. All right. Moving forward, sticking with Staub a little bit, actually. You asked Coach Prime about Ryan Staub and those audibles that he talked about with Sincere Brown on the field. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, to what Coach just said earlier in that other clip, I mean, 3 plays a game. I'd count audibles and hot routes as those 3 plays where the quarterback makes something happen on the football field.
Yes.
He may not be running out of the pocket, getting out of a sack and then making a throw downfield.
Yeah.
But he made that play go.
He 100% did.
So here's Coach Prime talking about those audibles to Sincere Brown.
He checked off. He did what he's supposed to do. He did what he's supposed to do. We did what we were supposed to do last week as a team. We need to do what we're supposed to do this week, what we're expected to do. Staub did what we expected him to do. You all are surprised. We weren't. We're thankful and appreciative and just happy for him and elated for him that he seized the darn moment. We talk about the moment all the time in our meetings. We talk about taking advantage of opportunities, not only on the football field, but in life. And he did that. He did that. I'm proud of him.
Love it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't mind disagreeing with what we think, but accusing us of lying, that crosses the line for me. I thought that really was Staub making a play in his own way.
Hell yeah.
For sure it
By
is.
that, I mean, that's two different plays that led to scores.
Yeah.
That were created by the quarterback, whether it was with his arm or with, we talk a lot about quarterbacks making plays with their legs, or you can make a play with your brain.
Totally.
In that case, he used his understanding of knowing and reading the field to open up a play for the offense, which is awesome. Something that Shedeur Sanders did consistently over the last 2 years, and I think people started to take for granted and get a little too used to. But that was awesome from Staub, and that's, I think, exactly what they're looking for.
I'm glad you brought up Shedeur there, even though I don't like bringing him up all the time when we're talking about this current football team, because nobody is Shedeur Sanders. But you had a cool moment with Coach Prime today when Coach Prime was asked about having a solidified starter and if that could be a problem. And then Coach Prime, we're not playing this clip, right?
No.
Coach Prime goes and takes that and was like, "What is a solidified starter? I got
I
time
was hoping
today."
that was you.
Asked the room 6 times.
And
What
wh-
is a solidified starter?
And what did you say, Jake?
Shedeur.
Obviously, Coach
That's
Prime
it.
loved that. He
But
loved
that's
that.
right.
And that's
Of course
right.
it's right.
And where I was going to go with
It's
that,
when I was yelling at my TV. about it.
and where I was going with that, at this moment in time, on September 9th, 2025, which quarterback on this roster resembles Shedeur Sanders the most? In terms of the acumen, in terms of the pre-snap ability stuff.
I would make the case it's Juju, but
Yes.
he's just 17 years
I was
old.
going to say.
And some people, that's valid. And some people might say that. But I think at this point, based on what we saw on Saturday, with where they're at in their relative college careers, I think that's Ryan Staub. And I think that's something that Coach Prime is starting to realize more too, as he sees Staub work with the first team, which he did a lot of yesterday at practice. I think that's kind of the realization that maybe Coach Prime is coming to too, where it's like, if I can't have my son and maybe my true freshman isn't necessarily ready just right now at the moment, this is the next best thing right here.
Of course. He also was asked about Shedeur, obviously, quote tweeting Staub throwing up the wrist during the game. And he was just asked about, how Shedeur has helped Ryan Staub and if he's reached out. This is paraphrase. I don't have the full quote, but Coach Prime goes, he's talked to him as well. He's called him. And first, you have to understand Staub is a lovable dude. Everyone who has played here has reached out to him. He's always been a stand-up guy. He's not going to be one of those guys where another guy's starting and he's on the bench sulking mad. He was given signals last week. Going from giving signals to playing in the game, that never happens. Hats off to him. He's the ultimate teammate.
That stuff goes a long way, man.
Yes,
How
it
about
does.
Zay Weaver? Call him on FaceTime too.
Yeah.
He's saying, bro, we always knew you was like that.
I love that, man. That's just such a reminder to me. I posted the clip of Ben getting emotional after the game, and I said, this is what college football is
Hell
all
of a
about.
moment.
And I felt the exact same way when I saw the Zay Weaver clip.
Yeah.
This is what college football is all about. That's true brotherhood right there. And that is one of the things that anyone who has ever been a part of a team in that way realizes that never goes away. Zay Weaver has a whole life going on, man. He's playing in the
Yes.
National Football League.
For sure.
But he went out of his way to call one of his brothers to congratulate him after a game like that. And those are those friendships and those relationships last for a lifetime. And that's another thing. It's just this is what college football is all about. So that was so cool. But I have a take about Coach Prime and the potential of starting Ryan Staub moving forward that I wanted to get to. And I haven't heard anyone else have this take yet. I think Coach Prime's the only coach in America with the balls to do this, because I think a lot of you understand this, but maybe not everyone understands the politics that are involved in college football and who's playing and why. And honestly, the most college football politics politically correct thing to do would have probably been to start Juju from the start of this season.
Yeah.
The next most politically correct college football politics thing to do would have been to have Caden start. By far, the least, likely thing for a coach to do in this situation is start Ryan Staub. And I don't know if any other coach in the country would have the balls to do it because of the potential backlash or the potential, upsetting the wrong person, this, that, or the other thing, the transfer portal, NIL dollars, all of that stuff. Like everything that's going on in college football right now is very different than what it used to be. And when Coach Prime says he's old school, I think this is one of those ways where he's just like, I'm going with my gut. I'm going with the guy that's making me feel comfortable right now. In that game, whether you think he's starting on Friday or not, in that game, he said, like, I want to get Staub out there. He got Staub out there. He's like, I want to roll with Staub. No one else would do this. And it's why you see, like, if you read the reaction under any post talking about Ryan Staub, there's a lot of people from outside of Colorado being like, this is insane. What is he thinking? Blah, blah. Just no one else would do this.
Yeah.
And, I certainly hope that it works out amazingly and the Buffs go on to win every game with Ryan Staub under center. And we'll be able to look back and say, like, the one coach who would have done this pulled it off, and this was the result. And it'll end up being a really cool story. But I really don't think that another coach in America would be willing to do this.
He likes the guys that are just about work, man.
For sure, but on top of it, it's like it goes back to me saying what I said at the beginning, which is like I really feel for Caden in this. It's not like Caden has flopped.
No.
Like it would be one thing if there's injuries or the starting quarterback went out there and fell flat on their face.
Right.
Like, no, this is just kind of Coach Prime calling his shot a little bit in a way that I just don't think other coaches would be willing to do.
He knows more than anyone. He's seen Ryan Staub the last 3 years. He's watched the progression happen. He was, of course, there for that Utah game 2 years ago, too. And he just likes the guys that work, man. Like, I don't think this has been so out in the open the last 2.5, 3 years that if you come to Colorado, you put your head down, you work, you don't worry about the depth chart, you don't worry about the money, all this stuff. Like, you will be rewarded. It's why Coach loves these guys. Ben, Staub. I mean, you could throw in Quincy Wiggins in there too, who really emerged this offseason by adopting that philosophy of I just got to work more, really. Yeah. Brandon Davis-Swain talked about that today as well, how Coach Prime did also. It said, like, he thought it was all fun and games. Like, no, it's about work, man. Brandon Davis-Swain put in the work. That's why he is where he is. That's why Ryan Staub is where he is now too.
And I think the quote Coach Prime had today that we just heard as well, where he was like, oftentimes what the fan thinks, what the media thinks, what outside people think, it doesn't matter. It's got to be what they as coaches,
what the team thinks,
or even what the team thinks, right? Yeah. Because they're not grinding as much film as the coaches. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been around everybody on the team like Coach Prime has in Ryan Staub's case for 3 years now, right? And we talk about it, I think, after the game Saturday, right after that Utah game, he was like, dude played too well. He's probably going to hit the portal on us, and he has every right to do so. Yep. That was 2 years ago. Last year, Ryan Staub knew he was never going to see a meaningful snap unless something ridiculously bad happened. And he is still here. He went into this season hearing all noise all offseason about Caden Salter and Julian Lewis. Had his head down, was working. And obviously Coach Shermer has taken notice of that. And we talked about it before the show. A clip resurfaced of Pat Shermer talking about Staub like a couple months ago. Like, it seemed like he was kind of hinting at this being a possibility even at that point. Nobody was on it. We certainly weren't on it. No. I wasn't on it. But this, as much as this seems like this came out of nowhere, it really didn't. Ryan Staub has always been there. You know what I'm saying? And it was really just, and I'll say it myself, we were just overlooking him. Can't do that anymore after what we saw on Saturday and what we're hearing from Coach Prime now.
Yep. Let's take our next break. Shout out to the homies over at Coors Light. It's going to be a Coors Light weekend. We're going to be hanging out in Houston. Hope to see some of y'all there, and we can crush a few Coors.
We got to find a place to meet up in Houston and have some Coors Lights.
Okay.
Thursday night.
There you go.
If you have recommendations, let us know.
Yes, hit us up with recommendations, all that stuff. If you are not making the trip to Houston, come hang out at the DNVR bar, though. We're going to have a bunch of diehards and Buffs fans out here just hanging out, watching ball, and drinking some Coors Lights. We're going to be here a lot throughout the season as well. Broncos games, Buffs games, or not Buffs games for us, but bunch of stuff. We're about to hit our season here at DNVR. Make the most out of times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get it delivered straight to your door when you visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer.
Shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Bet365, man. You know, it's football season, as we know, and I had to take a deep breath there because
I already know.
my Chicago Bears played a football game last night, and, you know, I was in on the action over at Bet365, and didn't work out well for me. Didn't work out well for my Bears either. It was a pretty rough night, but nonetheless, Bet365, whether you're betting on the Bears or the Buffs or the Broncos, who started their season 1-0, Bet365 is the place to do it, especially with their early payout offer. You're a winner if your team goes up by 17 points. My boy RK knows exactly what that feels like. It happened to him on Saturday with that Mississippi State, Arizona State game. So download the app, use code DNVR365 when you sign up. New customers now get $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use the code DNVR365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
All right. We're going to move on from the quarterbacks. Brandon Davis-Swain did talk on the podium today for the first time, though. And it seems like they're going to put more on his plate. No idea what that means.
I have a different theory, but let's hear it.
Well, Scott's got one too, but here's Coach Prime talking about Brandon Davis-Swain and how he's emerged in his new role.
Confidence. First of all, he had to get his body together. He had to get a little Swayze together in the offseason and take lifting and conditioning serious. He wasn't serious about it last year. He was just a high school kid coming out of high school and think it was fun, thought it was going to be fun. No, it ain't fun when you ain't playing. It ain't fun when you're not dominating. It's not fun when you're not on the field. He took it serious. Our two or several D-line guys that are leading that group, they're phenomenal. He's really paying attention to details, and he works his butt off. He really works his butt off, but we got a surprise for him this week as well. I hope he didn't disclose that, but we got a surprise for him. He's been doing well, and we're going to extend his role.
What does that mean? Who wants to go first?
Well, when I hear we're going to extend his role, he's already dead there starting. So how could you extend his role on defense? I thought fullback, goal line, short yardage, third down, fourth down situation. Domitala Peko, who's already coached him on defensive line, knows quite a bit about that from his days in the NFL, kind of moonlighting as kind of a fullback, goal line, short yardage type of fullback. Brandon Davis-Swain has the body type for that. Coach Prime mentioned that today. He was like, his transformation from last year to this year, he said BDS had to get his body right. He had to get Swayze'd. And BDS looks like that type of guy who can make that impact on the offensive side of the ball in that type of role, in a fullback role. So I'm excited to see BDS. His star just continues to ascend.
Absolutely. But you're lying and running with the narrative there by guessing there.
Just nasty work. Bro.
Nasty work.
Nasty work all around.
I think it's jersey related.
That's what I thought.
I think it's either a number that he's been wanting. What did he wear in high school? 8?
I'm trying to find.
sure.
Also, I think that to Scott's point, didn't he carry a few touchdowns? He played both ways, I think, a little bit in high school too.
I think that is true. I either think it's a number or a D on his jersey
That's what I thought.
for dog.
Yeah, that was Jake's first thought. That would be fire. Which one would it be? D or L?
D.
It's got to be a dog.
Wait, what? Bro, in his senior year of high school, bro, BDS caught 15 passes
Yes,
for
bro.
310 yards.
Let's
I remember
go.
this.
Had 22 carries for 125 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, he played tight end as a junior, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I didn't realize he had that two-way experience in high school. That's crazy.
He's like that, bro.
That would be sick if he lined up on offense.
That'd be so nasty.
I mean, we had the Rick Ross formation once many moons ago.
Yeah.
So
That was probably our best memory of Bishop Thomas.
yeah,
He had a nasty block on that,
Yes, he
opening
did.
up a touchdown for Savion Wilkerson.
yep. Bring back the Rick Ross formation. Shout out to BDS though. He's really impressed me these last 2 weeks in the games. You can just tell watching the film. I mean, the strength is just evident. He's not a normal true sophomore or redshirt freshman, whatever you want to call him at this point. And the fact that we don't talk about this enough, and I wish I would have asked him this today about how he came in as an edge rusher, and then all of a sudden he's like a 3 technique. Like, that is crazy.
Yes. I mean, he looks completely
He
different.
does.
He does.
Looks like a full-on NFL defensive lineman now.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, Coach Prime too. I mean, speaking about that, again, just saying that.
Real quick, too, like, we knew BDS was having a good camp. Not really until, like, the last week of camp or so.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, what we're talking about with Ryan Staub, where, like, it just kind of, like, we didn't know, but it was happening.
Yeah.
BDS is a perfect example of a very similar situation where it's like, we weren't talking about BDS until the last week of camp when Neely said, like, yeah, he said 4 straight 4s in a row.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like a key star on the defense.
Facts.
Yep.
Trust your eyes. It seems like that's what this staff is doing. They're trusting what they see in practice.
Wait, they're not watching well off?
They are, actually, but they're just there.
They're watching well off before it gets uploaded to YouTube.
Interesting. There's more than just the well off that gets uploaded to YouTube.
I think so.
Crazy.
People are saying.
Interesting. Would have never guessed.
But I got to try and ignore the chat. I really got to try.
Also today, Kam Mikell. Was it Cam that posted the picture on Instagram?
On his IG, yeah.
Kam Mikell on Instagram. Posted him sitting in the locker room, probably at his locker. Just, I don't know, before or after practice, but he's wearing a gray number 18 jersey.
Yes, and Jake, you actually can learn things from watching Well Off, because I texted you guys
You
this
did?
morning and said Robert Livingston is working with Cam on his back pedal in Well Off.
Hey, Rob's back pedal was clean, too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
And
Hey,
that
he
was,
played.
I know. It was clean.
and I just kind of did the like scratching what's the word? The
Yeah, exactly
emoji.
right.
And then, hours later, Cam drops that pick, or even minutes later, Cam drops that pick. Such a electrifying athlete that you just got to find a way to get him out there and involved somehow. We obviously are looking forward to seeing what he can do with the ball in his hands, but someone with that much speed, that much size with that much speed,
Yeah.
I'm all in on just finding a way to get him on the field. He was on kickoff coverage, I think, last week. You got to find a way, because that type of athleticism is rare.
Also, this puts him on the field immediately. You can play corner way easier with a cast on your hand than you can wide receiver, right?
True.
Also, if you remember 2 years ago when they were recruiting Kam Mikell, and you look at his recruiting profile in 247, I remember it said most teams are recruiting him to play defensive back. And Colorado, of course, brought him in. The possibility to play 2 ways was definitely open. That's why he's at Colorado in general. So, yeah, this is very exciting. Remember, this is I don't have the number exactly in front of me, but he was a fringe top 100 recruit. Like, this is a real player here.
Who was an athlete, not
Yes.
a receiver
Yes.
or a DB athlete.
Yeah,
One of the
he
top
was
athletes
listed
in the
as an
country.
athlete.
Yeah.
He was the number 3 athlete in the class, according to the 247 Sports Composite. We just haven't seen it, and I'm excited to finally see him. Maybe elevating his role. I mean, you're a gray jersey now. You're not just on
Facts.
a black shirt on defense or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing all of that, and that speed element, man. It's gonna be real, and they're gonna find a way sooner rather than later to get him on the field.
Alyssa, will you star the comments up just a little bit from MSJ TV? Right there. There you go. Yeah, I mean, Cam is. I can't wait to see him make plays, because
Can't wait to see him.
he has that ability in him big time. And that's like just another guy who knows when it's going to kind of like happen. It could happen at any moment, but he can make a game-changing play for this team when he gets that opportunity.
He was the 16th highest ranked player to sign with Colorado since 2000.
Yep.
Yeah, special athlete.
Elite pedigree.
Yeah, he's different, man. So we'll wait and see. He was dressed last weekend.
He was.
Obviously, he had the cast on his hand, so he wasn't getting in the game at wide receiver.
Oh, he was. I thought I did see him on a coverage unit.
No, he dressed. He played.
Okay,
was
he played. Okay.
Yeah, he just wasn't playing wide receiver, obviously. So we'll see here moving forward. That's kind of it from media. Simeon Price did talk. I'd encourage you to go check that one out.
Yeah. Go check that out.
He talked
I'm
about.
a big Simeon Price fan, by the way.
I think everyone is at this point.
For sure.
he was talking about just this stage in his college career. I remember when we talked about him committing, and you look at the stats, and it's not anything super impressive. And he's kind of been three different places, I think, right? Mississippi State, Coastal, and was there another one? Just two?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a highlight reel, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is his third stop in college, and he was talking about being in the portal 6 months twice. Basically spent a year in the portal just waiting for a call, and how thankful he was when that call came from Colorado. Spoke a lot about Marshall Faulk. Says he has to write down at least one thing every time he walks into the meeting room, whether it's on the field or off the field.
Golden Nuggets.
Yeah.
Golden Nuggets, yep. On Ryan Staub, he said he took advantage of his opportunities, and that's something that Coach Prime preaches all the time. I was extremely proud of him.
It's awesome. Another guy who was not part of the offseason discussion, really, until he hurdled someone.
Yeah, facts.
He hurdled Cole Mathis in practice, and I was like, oh, this guy's for real. But it was all Dallin or Micah, Trackhawk in the mix, and then all of a sudden, Simeon Price starts getting carries and making the most of it.
I mean, he said he was in a dark place, right? And I can imagine.
Dude, you're probably
lingering in the portal for that long, 2 different times. You know what I'm saying? And
he talked about speaking to his sister, who's an athletic trainer, and like already trying to figure out his next path, basically, while in the portal.
Yeah, that was an interesting question, I thought, when it was being asked, and then it ended up being a great answer. Great answer, great question. What was I going to say? Are we moving on? Because I have something else I want to say.
Go, yeah, this is all you.
So, someone just brought up Kam at running back potentially, and it just brought me back to a conversation we had in the offseason that, if Ryan Staub becomes the full-time starter, something I think we should revisit, Draylon at Wildcat quarterback.
Totally. Or Kam.
But
or Cam.
when we originally talked about it, we talked about Draylon being out there and then bringing Kam in motion when he has like the potential to give it to him. But you could do it with a bunch of guys. These last 2 games, I've felt like Draylon needs to get more involved. And
totally.
When I say someone gets involved, let me be very clear. I do not mean by throwing a bubble screen to them.
100%.
In fact,
that's literally not what I mean, actually.
We try that shit this week. It's going to the crib. Everyone in the country knows what's happening when we line up in those formations.
Yeah.
So please, for the love of God, I do not mean get the ball to them in a bubble screen. Get the ball to him in a different way. Now Dre did have a drop this last week. I think he did have a drop in the Georgia Tech game, but this is just a guy that has to have the ball in his hands. So I think direct snap might be a way to do so.
I think Ryan Staub is going to see to that Draylon Miller is more involved this week than he was the last couple of weeks.
Totally sure. Stock up on Draylon Miller.
No doubt.
100%. Sincere. All those guys. We did get an update on Omari Miller and Dallin Hayden from Coach Prime today as well, though. He said both are practicing. Omarian, they're not going to rush at all, though. They want him to get fully healthy and have him back at his best, especially when it's something like a hamstring, of course, which can just take on a life of its own and kind of own a player for a whole season, if not more than that.
Yeah.
Depending on how bad the strain is. Dallin Hayden, with that hand, it sounds like he's pretty close to playing. Coach Prime said he's been practicing well. Also said he's further along than where Omarian is at this point. So that's another running back to throw in the fold. One of Colorado's most impressive position rooms so far this season.
Yeah, as for I just kind of got the feeling like they're like, we're going to need him in Big 12 play.
Totally.
Not this week, notwithstanding. I think he gets this week off. I think he gets next week off, and then hopefully he's back for week 5.
That'd be a good way to go about it. There's no need to rush with hamstrings.
Yep.
Especially this early in the season.
For sure.
Be interesting to see how they work in. It sounds like Dallin's going to play, especially based on.
That's where I'm leaning to.
Especially just based on practice. It looks like
Yes.
he's like a full participant in practice, like participating in like team drills, like getting thudded up and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see how they work him in, because I really love these 3 guys that they've had at running back these couple of weeks. DeKalin, Micah, who had a really good week 1, rushing touchdown in week 2. And obviously Simeon, who we were just talking about, averaging 6 yards a carry for the season. And back-to-back games, 6 yards a carry for Simeon Price. It's going to be interesting to see how they work in Dallin and how much he plays out the gate.
All right. Anything else on pressers today?
One last thing on Simeon, man. He's talking about being in a dark place and thinking about life after football and whatnot potentially. And he said, when I got that call, did you imagine being in a place like that mentally and not literally Coach Prime and Marshall Falk are on the other side of that phone call, but indirectly Marshall Falk and Coach Prime on the other side of that phone call wanting you to come play for their program? Like, that's just crazy stuff. And only at this place under Coach Prime can stories like that, I think, really get the shine that they deserve.
Facts.
All right. It is Taco Tuesday once again. We got some Taco Bell made a stop, and RK and Andre got to try some awesome new items, it sounds
You guys missed out trying to do your jobs again. Someone's got to be in the presser to tell Coach Prime that Shador is a solidified quarterback.
Facts. Ask all those nasty questions, too.
Meanwhile, I'm just here vibing out with Dre. Check it out. On this Taco Tuesday, ding, we are talking comebacks.
That's amazing.
We are talking comebacks because it's the decade
Retro.
menu returning from Taco
Yeah.
Bell, and we're going Y2K. Now, what do you remember about Y2K?
Okay, so first New Year's where I drank. Amsterdam. Ryan's family moved to Amsterdam. Not this Ryan. Friend Ryan, 8th grade.
5 hours later.
As a 13-year-old, I'm really just hoping the world doesn't end.
Okay, I just remember I was at my grandparents' house, and I was thinking, like, man, I really want a double-decker taco right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that would
that's
hit.
exactly the
That would
feeling I
hit.
have as we speak, because it's double-decker taco return. Sauce in there. You just take me back to the feelings I had on Y2K, which were all good.
Oh, cool. So do we have cheese at the bottom?
Yeah, we got some cheese sauce in between the two decks.
Wow.
So, like, on a double-decker bus, you've got a floor there. This is a cheese floor.
And then we have some crunchies in here. Fire sauce on these?
You know what? It would hit. So I really buried the lead here. Because in my opinion, this is a top 5 Taco Bell item of all time. In fact, it was drafted on my Taco Bell items draft list in my top 5.
Holy cow.
This is the caramel apple empanada. It's the goat of Taco Bell dessert.
I'm excited.
A lot of people say cinnamon twist. A lot of people say those like Cinnabon delights. They're wrong. It's this.
This is number 1.
And I can't wait to just go back to high school right now as I take a bite into this.
Whoa. Oh my god. And then, I mean, this is like a high quality pastry. This is delicious.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Welcome back to the caramel apple empanada. Welcome back to the double-decker taco.
Y2K never tasted better.
Oh, my gosh. Shout out to the GOAT, Dre. We will get him on the show again soon, trust.
Man. That was hilarious, dog. And
Y2K never tasted better. Sent me.
Hilarious.
that double decker kind of looked fire, bro. I gotta tap in.
Yeah, you gotta.
Shout out
and
Taco Bell.
caramel apple empanada.
Of course. One of the greatest menu items of all time. All right. We will get to the chat here shortly. I just saw this, though. Fox College Football tweeted it out. 4th down conversion attempts the last 2 years. Last year, 432 through 2 weeks. This year, 531. Almost 99 more
Attempts.
over the year. So offenses are just getting in general more aggressive. And I'd like to see Colorado follow suit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of analytics involved in that. And a lot of teams just saying, like, if you have 4 downs to get 10 yards, your yards needed per down goes down by, I think, 0.8 yards. And so especially when you cross the 50, analytics are just saying you should go. Coach Prime does it off of vibes. And it'll be interesting to see, like, where he lands with this offense moving on. I think year 1 with Shador, I would guess we went for more 4th downs.
Felt like it.
Yeah, I felt like we went for every 4th and short because it was just like we got Shador. I'm curious to see how Coach Prime does it this year because it's just a different situation.
I'm thinking about it. I think this offense is really set up personnel-wise to be really good in short yardage.
I think so too, bro.
And I just had the vision of 4th and 1. BDS comes on the field. Fullback, you know what I'm saying? Or let BDS run behind, not with the football. Obviously, I'm thinking Michael Welch or even Simeon Price with the ball in short yard situation. Run to that left side. Run behind the franchise. Run behind Jordan Seaton and Xavier Hill on that left side. Behind maybe BDS in the fullback role with Michael Welch or Simeon Price toting that thing. Like, that should be a really good plan for 4th and 1, 4th and goal type of situations. And I would love to see it used.
Totally.
That would be awesome. I also there's just something to be said about a team that can convert 3rd or 4th and short by getting under center and handing the ball off.
Hell yeah.
And I think this team has the necessary makeup to be able to pull that off.
No doubt. No doubt.
For sure. All right. Let's go to the chat. Got a bunch of super chats to get through.
Chatsky. We're answering questions.
This is how you get a question answered.
Cape Crusader says, just like I said yesterday, the receivers suffer most when Caden is quarterback. He's a poor man's Jalen Hurts, and the receivers are A.J. Brown's. Coach Prime never fully believed in him. No L or D on his jersey. I don't know if that's exactly the case, but
I also would just like to say, I've said this a million times, but we just don't need to put down players. We just don't need to. You can have an opinion about one guy being better than the other. Just talk about why one guy's better. You don't have to say anything bad about the other guy to get your point across. Yeah.
Don Peasy says, I'm in late today. Has anyone considered that maybe Caden knew early on the Staub/Juju archetype was what this team needed, and that's why he so badly wanted to prove he was a passer to his own detriment? Possibly. Maybe.
Interesting thought.
Can't say anything definitively, though. Thank you, Don Peasy, as always, for your support. Erica, will there be a TCU event with DNVR game seats together 2 years ago? Was fire.
Don't think so this year, unfortunately, for what I would call extenuating circumstances.
It's a big word.
Don Peasy, again, says, not saying Caden was told anything different in the portal, just saying that that's just the way it worked out. Also, consult gain more eligibility as a grad. I have no idea.
It's hard to say in college football in 2025.
Yeah.
I would hope that there's still opportunities for Caden to help this team win.
For sure. Next, we got Shaquille Oatmeal. Says, Pat, can we please get a GT a fake bubble screen with a go route?
Please get.
Or get.
I was thinking about that my whole watch. It's like, are they setting this up for something else later? Because we are really spamming this shit right now.
Yeah.
I think, half of Juju's plays were screens. Caden's first play is a screen that gets absolutely destroyed. Why? Because the defense knew exactly what was coming.
Yep.
And it ended up crazily working out. I didn't realize how crazy that play was until I saw it on the TV copy.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Next is Crash Out or Cash Out.
But it would work. First play of the game, fake screen, go ball.
Probably.
A little pump. Get them going. That
Yeah.
could be fun.
Well, you have the inside receiver turn like they're catching a screen, and the outside receiver run out like they're going to block and then just run by the guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Crash Out or Cash Out says Salter was 81% and first 2 drives are perfect. Staub almost threw 2 INTs before Trackhawk saved his first drive.
All true.
Yeah, almost. Osmaldonado says, Skull Buffs Nation, where are we hanging out before the game on Friday?
Yeah, we need some guidance from people out in Houston. We'll actually be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I already know one restaurant that we're going to go check out, Truth's Barbecue.
All right, hell yeah.
Some have
Love the
said
sound of
best
that.
barbecue they've ever had.
Love the sound
But
of
we
that.
got to get there when it opens.
Yeah, all
Because they
right.
sell out quick.
We'll be the judges on that one.
Say
We've
less.
had one hell of a tour of
Yes, we
great
have.
barbecue.
Yes, we have.
And I think the leader in the clubhouse is our last experience
Yeah,
in
Think so.
Frisco.
and we're going back to Fort Worth in like a couple weeks, too.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Osmaldonado. Oh, we did that one. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, MSJ Steve said, RK, enjoy the chat. You used to dream this show would become this great as it is. Salute, brother. Absolutely. And 99% of the chat I love all the time. I was just telling myself I need to stop focusing on the negative comments that were in the chat today. As we said from the top, there's a report that came out today that Staub was a starter. Coach Prime said he didn't want to confirm that report. He also said, correct me if I'm wrong here, Staub's getting the majority of snaps in practice.
Majority of reps.
That is what he said.
Yep.
And so we are inferring, because it's our job to make opinions about what's going to happen, that we think that Ryan Staub is going to start on Friday.
It's like the only thing anyone's talking about on the timeline. Why wouldn't we talk about it?
Exactly.
If we were talking about anything else, the whole chat would be talking about that.
Of course.
Why are
Yes,
you
exactly.
talking about this?
Yeah.
And they'd be having their own conversation about it.
All right. There you go. Yes, we will be hitting the road.
A couple people saying Trill Burgers. Yeah.
Oh, that just sounds like I just already know it hits.
For real.
Oh, Deion's over there.
Yeah, I can't wait to be in Houston this week, man. This is a long time coming, man. It's a long time coming, this football game on Friday.
So yeah, we're heading off tomorrow. You will have a show tomorrow. You will have a media cut up from tomorrow as well. You're also going to get a mini pod tomorrow. We're going to have Know Your Enemy for Houston ready to go. And Scotty, I'm sure you'll have something eventually.
Yeah. Got something on the site today. Make sure you become a diehard, man. It's the perfect time. We are in the thick of football season, y'all. If you're not a diehard, I'm just going to assume that you're not rocking with us for real. And I don't want to think like that. So make sure you rock with us as much as you can. Become a diehard. Promise you won't regret it. All the perks that come with it are completely and 100% worth it, including a free t-shirt at sign up. Get you some DNVR drip and become a diehard.
Or if YouTube is more your thing, become a supporter in the Supporters Club.
Hell
Get
yeah.
yourself some emojis. You'll get some behind-the-scenes content.
Did you guys see my video that the guy who was about to give me a parking ticket today hit me with the perfect timing?
That was hilarious.
Saw my car's about to get a ticket. I run out there. I'm like, oh, yo, I'm coming to move it right now. He's like, which car? I'm like, this one, the RAV4.
Why is...
He goes, perfect timing, my man. Have a good day.
Bro, why is the world like that, bro? Why are you getting ticketed for parking in front of your home, bro?
Street sweeping day. You want to know what's funny? Is right after I moved my car, I saw the street sweeper come. It was... I wish I was recording it. It is 100% a scam, bro. This street sweeper comes, drives like right kind of by where my car was, turns the thing on for like 1 second, goes, drives away. All it did was make the street more messy.
Yeah, no, that's all they do.
I couldn't believe that shit.
And they rack up some bread, let me tell you, from those parking tickets.
But shout out to my guy, because I've had the opposite happen before, where I go out there, I'm like, that's my car. He's like, too late, brother.
Already wrote it down.
Writing it. He just goes, perfect timing, my man. Have a good day. I was like,
oh, wow.
Hey, shout out to that guy.
Space City Barilla Tacos. Okay. All right. I might need me some barilla when I'm out there.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Cornhole. You know what's up. Ain't that right, brother?
You know what's up. You know what's up. All right. Oh no, Big ZD last minute super chat. See you, Auntie here, and was at the game before Staub came in. Folks in section 118 were antsy. Environment totally changed at halftime. I mean, I totally felt that too.
It was pretty antsy when Staub came in the game too.
Totally, 100%.
After he threw that touchdown, that's when everyone kind of loosened up a bit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, chat. We'll be back tomorrow. See y'all then. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.